In this lesson, we're going to look at how to rotate geometry around a point. Before we get started, I expect that you already know how to use AutoCAD to a reasonable level, that you're pretty familiar with blocks and dimensions, and it's highly recommended that you've seen the previous 3 lessons. In this lesson, we will be moving from the previous lesson where we looked at angular constraints, but this time instead of a fixed figure, we're going to make it a dynamic input. We're also going to look at the concentric constraint. To get started, please use the reference file. Now, I'm going to show you 2 different ways of doing this. The red is going to be how not to do it, and the green is going to be how to do it. And start with the red. We're going to add a fixed constraint. Now, this is where we're going right. Always add a fixed constraint in the part that you do not want to move, that you want to be the 0 point, and then you think about everything else coming out from that central point. I'm going to keep repeating this. Always know where your fixed constraint is. Always know where your absolute null point is. Then I'm going to add a concentric constraint around the circle and the outside radius. But that didn't really work. So let's start by adding horizontal constraints to this so that it maintains its shape. And a vertical constraint because we want it to have that rectangular shape. And of course, a tangent constraint as we did in lesson 2. Then we're going to apply a linear constraint because we want the length to be correct and we want to be able to change that later. And another one here. Now we can add that concentric constraint. But do you know what we did wrong? Have a think. That's right. We can't rotate the geometry. We're stuck. Let's try troubleshooting. Let's delete something. Add a parallel constraint. Perpendicular constraint. Oh no. What you can see is our linear dimensions are maintaining things at a maximum height. They're not maintaining the length of the object that we want. Everything's going wrong. Let's start again. Let's just start again. This time I'm going to add a fixed constraint to the center of the circle. And we're going to use parallel constraints because it doesn't matter what angle one is, it will always be at that relative angle, and a perpendicular constraint for the side. Again, a tangent constraint. Review lesson 2 if you're confused. And oh no, what's happened? We haven't constrained the length and the width. So let's use an aligned constraint, and we're going to go from the middle to the middle because that's where we want the length to go. And from the top and the bottom. Now let's try. Much better. So let's just delete that red one. We don't need it anymore. And let's focus on how to rotate the geometry. If I just add an angular constraint here, you'll see the problem. We have nothing to reference. Rather like we did with the star, we're going to use a bit of a hack and we're going to just draw a random line. It's going to go straight up from the center of the circle. And then we're going to constrain it. I'm going to make sure that it stays vertical. And then we'll add an angular constraint. Think about the direction of rotation. You want to click the starting point and then the direction. If we save the changes and have a look, you can see that I can rotate the geometry around that line, around that point. Now, we went through an awful lot of things in this lesson, so if you're a bit confused, just review the lesson again and experiment for yourself. Try it out on some different shapes, see if you can get the results that you want. And don't try and combine everything in one go. Just try and do a few, see how it feels. Try a few more, just try one thing, just try a line, and build up. If you're confused about some of the things like the tangent, the linear, the vertical, and the horizontal, I encourage you to review the previous lessons before you move along. Good luck! If you're enjoying these lessons as much as I'm enjoying making them, please check the link in the description. In addition to the free lessons that are available online, I also have a number of resources available for download, including written instructions, formulas, advanced techniques and tips, and DWG files to download. By supporting me, you're supporting learners all over the world from different backgrounds, different educations, and different starting points. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I'll see you in the next video.